Hi guys, it's Stephanie with Coffee Paper Scissors. Okay, so I'm still working in the train journal and just kind of moving along, and thought I would do this part with you guys. So as you know, some of the pages end up being short, and we did some extending together, but I'm gonna extend this one. And so I thought, you know, we would do it together. I went ahead and I cut the length of this 12 by 12 piece of paper. And since this is a train journal, I don't want this bus in it. But over here, I think it's fine. I mean, there are some modern buildings and stuff like that, but I mean, I don't know how old those buildings are. But anyway, I think that this part of it is fine, and I like this part of it. So what I want to do is I want to cut, but I want to cut around this. And so we're just going to kind of guess on where we want to cut it. We're going to kind of guess. I want this part to kind of come over in here, if that makes sense. So let's just, I'm just gonna kind of line it up here in my cutter and get an idea of sort of where I want it to be. I'm going to cut sort of up to this part and this part, and then I'm gonna cut around that with scissors. So I'm just gonna guess where to stop. I can make the rest of the cut with the scissors, that'll be fine. Okay, so we're gonna get that out of the way. And you know, it's just for fun. It's not, oh, you know, you have to do this, and not that you guys would have the same paper that I have, but you know, it's just something a little different to do. Add a little bit of interest. All right. Let's go ahead and ink. Probably should have done that before, but oh, you know, I did a little bit of prepping beforehand, but I forgot this part. So not that I could have cut this or inked this line, but I could have inked some of it. We're still in the throes of gray, cold winter here. We've been looking at mostly gray days in the 30s, and we're still getting a little bit of snow here and there. Luckily, not a lot. But, okay, I'm gonna cut this out, and I'm just gonna do it with my X-Acto knife, and I'm not gonna, like, cut down onto my mat, because I don't wanna, like, slice my mat real bad. But we'll see. I think I can get through it just fine. Yeah, but I'm tired of the weather. And I know I've said that before. Just, you know, complain. I think that's what winter is for complaining. I mean, I guess there are some people that really like it, but not one of them. So my husband and I oftentimes talk about, you know, well, if we were to move, where would we go? So do any of you guys know the perfect place to live? because we've been looking for it for a while. I'm thinking someplace where it doesn't snow. I don't mind a little bit of cold weather, but I don't want it to be like gray and dreary, and oh, I'm just tired of gray and dreary. So tired of it. When I lived up in Anchorage, even though, I mean, don't get me wrong, I got so tired of the length of the winter. It just, oh goodness. I mean, it doesn't always snow real early in the fall, but it can. And then when it does, you're looking at snow until May, generally, April, you know, just kind of just depending on the year and stuff, but that got real old. I've got this little stuff here. I'm going to stick through and give it a little topper, kind of like that. And I'm just going to hot glue it down. But there were a lot of really cold, sunny days. And I mean, I moved from there like 14 years ago. So now, even though I lived there for a long time, it's kind of hard to remember. But I feel like even though it was really cold, that the sunny days made up for it. Don't get me wrong, I got really tired of it. And I was so glad to come home, you know, because I'm from Washington State. But now I'm like, okay, there's just no making me happy, I guess. I don't know. But I know I'm not the only one, because that's why people do the snowbirding thing, right? I'm not the only one. Okay, so we're gonna leave that like that and go ahead and stick some glue back behind here. So anyway, yeah, if you know of a place that I like 4 seasons, let me put my order in now. I like 4 seasons, and it can snow in December for Christmas, that's fine. And then it needs to melt. If it snows otherwise, I would prefer that it only snow in yards and avoid sidewalks and roads altogether. It's not too much to ask. I'm sure of it. So yesterday we got snow, and it was more than an inch. I don't think it was 2 inches. So I just went out and thought I'll just shovel. We have a snow blower, but it you know, wasn't enough to snow blow. Our driveway is big, and that took me so long. My husband was working, so you know, that's why he didn't do it. And I'm capable, it's fine, but not fine. I didn't want to do it. Okay, let's see. I want to make sure this is kind of lined up. I don't have a funky angle to my paper. It's all right. I wouldn't say it's great, but I think it'll work. Okay, so now on the inside, we have that. Okay. Now I want to fold it so that it's the length of this page. So I'm just going to fold it over. Give it a little bit of a crease, not too much of one. I didn't want to mess up this edge. Okay. Hopefully that's good. I think it's good. Okay, so that extended this page. And then this will open like this. Let's go ahead and ink this. So yeah, and then for the summertime, you know, fall and spring, as long as it's actually fall and spring, that's good. Because, you know, well, for instance, in Anchorage, I think fall was about 2 weeks and spring was about well, summer doesn't always happen, so spring might be from May until September, you know? So I don't want that. Don't try and send me back there. But I don't want, you know, like this last summer here was so stinking hot. Oh my goodness. It was like 100 and, I don't know, well over 100 for lots and lots of days. So any ideas? And then, oh, it has to be a place that all the other people haven't found yet, because I don't want it to be overpopulated and with tons and tons of traffic. I'm not asking too much, am I? All right, I'm gonna create a little pocket for this side to go right here. So I am going to just cut this. Yeah, I don't know. Don't know. I guess it's going to be one of those things that we'll have to, you know, go and stay somewhere during the winter. I mean, not have to, but really, really want to. One of the things that I think about, you know, is the whole taking care of it's like all the shoveling and stuff and worrying about the roads and stuff to go and drive on them, and it gets old. It gets real old. My son, now that he's doing it, he's having to drive to work in the nasty weather. He's like, Mom. I'm like, I know, Colton. When I was a kid, I used to be like, Mom, why do you complain about the snow? It's great. Well, of course, now I understand. And so same as my son, he's like, I totally get it. And he's living in an apartment, so he doesn't have to do any shoveling or anything like that. But the roads are pretty nasty sometimes. You know, and you work all day and you have no idea what the roads are going to be like after work. So you're worried at work about how long it's going to take you to get home. Fun topic. I'll try and quit complaining. So my daughter and I are going to, going out of town a little ways this afternoon for a college tour. My husband's not going to come. We're touring the school that I went to. I was surprised when she asked, because she didn't act like she wanted to go there at all, but I think it's just, you know, might as well look at several options before you make a decision. I'm glad she's aware of that. The place that she wants to go is like twice as far away, which is not something I want, but of course I will support that decision if that's what, you know, she decides. But so I had just weird dreams last night thinking about it. I kept waking up and trying to tell myself to quit, you know, just like stop thinking about it and go to sleep. Okay, so you see all this, it's like no color, no decoration, no nothing. And then you go and you lift this up for journaling and there's still nothing. I have a hard time with that. I can't leave it alone. So I have some of the copies that I made from all the bits and pieces that Ardith sent me. I thought would be good to line this just to give it a little bit of interest when you go to lift up the flap for writing. So we're gonna just put that on. We're gonna cut right at the 14. But that, I mean, it'll be fun, I think. And it'll be interesting to see all of the changes. I don't know if I want to tell you how long it's been, but it's been a really long time. Really long time. I didn't have kids early, we'll say. So they've had time to do a lot. I have been looking at the map of the school, and it looks like the footprint of the school is mostly the same. Maybe they've done some building, you know, just right across the street or something like that, but for the most part, it looks to be the same size. But I imagine they've, you know, renovated the buildings. Like, for instance, well, we called it the Student Union Building. I don't know. I don't think that's what they call it now. They call it, well, the abbreviation is SURC, Student Union Recreation Center. So I don't know if they call it the Cirque or if they call it Student Union. I don't know what they call it now. But I was looking online and looked at pictures of it, and it does not look anything like it used to look. So that will be interesting to see. And we can tour some of the student housing. And I was looking to see which ones we can tour, and I lived in a couple of the ones, one the first year and one the second year. I lived in apartments after that. But we can tour those, so it'll be interesting to see how they've changed those. One of them that I lived in was a more modern building, and you know, I don't know if I imagine they will have done something. Looking at the map, they're still the same shape, so I guess maybe they've probably just renovated the rooms to some point, to some degree. I can't imagine after all these years, all of the beds and desks and closets, you know, all work like they used to. So I would imagine they've had to do something. Okay, so we're gonna glue that down as a pocket. Make sure I've got it in the right direction. And then the other one that I lived in was one of the original buildings on campus. Campus was built, or the school was started, I think it was in 1881 or 89, I don't remember exactly. So, you know, some of the buildings are that old, and I lived in one of those, which was kind of fun. But I would imagine they've done renovations to that. You know, I mean, they had renovated it when I lived there, but they've probably done it again. She's really anxious about the bathroom situation. You know, and that is something to think about. I don't know how they do it now, but I don't know. So, like, are there community showers or stalls? And I was like, well, the first year they were community showers, not, you know, I mean, like you would be taking a shower right next to someone else, and kind of like in a locker room. That's the way it was in the first place that I lived, and I had to get used to that. That was quite different, I must admit, but I got used to it. Okay, so this little cutoff, this was attached to this, and I wanted to just use that to kind of just add a little decoration on the front of this pocket. But then in the second place I lived, they had shower stalls. And I definitely, you know, who wouldn't prefer that? I don't know that my daughter will take a shower. She'll be like, I'll see you on Friday night. I'll be home for the weekend so I can take a shower. Oh my goodness. So that'll be something to find out. I don't know. She's only a junior this year, so we've got lots of time to have some fun going around to different places and just checking them out, seeing what we, you know, think she might like. she's very shy girl, so I mean, I was kind of shy, but she's much more shy than I was. And the thought of her, like for instance, not knowing who your roommate's gonna be. I did not know who my roommate was gonna be my freshman year. I feel like I told you guys this already. And it worked out fine. I mean, we weren't the best of friends, but we were friends enough. We don't keep in contact. I keep in contact to a point with some of the other people that I knew. But I can't even remember what her last name was. I've tried to think about it several times, or, you know, to come up with it, but I really cannot remember what her last name was. And not that it would even still be the same, but, you know, I'm going to add a tab to it. It's a lot of red. Maybe I'll do a blue one. How about the red and blue? Do I want to do it? Do it. Do it. Just do it. It'll be fine. So these are ones that Darcy sent me when I ordered the jelly plate prints from her. And they're jelly plate print ones, which is cool. Just kind of ink around the edge a little bit. So yeah, I don't know. I have a feeling she wants to go where a friend goes so that she has that built-in comfort zone, but I don't know if that's the best thing in the world, you know? I mean, if you guys have kids and you've been through that whole thing yourself, you know, it's good to expand your horizons a little bit. And if you end up, you know, I don't know, it's kind of like sticking yourself, pigeonhole, is that the word for it? I don't know. I don't know. I can imagine it's hard for someone who's really shy to the thought of not having any idea who you're going to live with in a 1-room, 2-bed sort of room. I'm assuming they're still like that. I am assuming. Okay, that's not where that's going to be. It will be like this. Like this. Okay, so I want to make a tag to put in here. Let me dig out from our... So I talked to you guys about how if you have this smell from an old book, and you can get rid of the smell with fabric softener sheets, it totally works, you guys. I've been checking as I take things out and I use them. Like a couple days later, I check and the smell is totally gone. So it works. I was very excited about that. So I'm going to put in the image of these, I don't know, wheels. I don't know what the technical term is for them. I'm assuming it's wheels, but I don't know. That's going to go down inside of there. And we're going to back it. Get this stuff out of the way. I have, let's see, I have a piece of paper, a scrap piece of paper. Okay, so this is a scrap that was printed on for something else long time ago, not by me. It was just junk, and so we're going to use that, and that'll be the back side of the tag we're making. So let's go ahead and glue that down. It's going to be a quick trip for us though, so I'm not sure how much of town we can see. It'll be dark when we get there. And then the tour is supposed to go until 2. And if I know my daughter, she's going to be like, let's just go home, Mom. But hopefully she'll give me a few minutes. It's not a large town, I mean, but if she gives me an hour to be able to drive her around to see some of the options, you know, things to do during the weekend and stuff like that. There's not a lot to do, but you do have homework, so she'll be busy doing that, hopefully. The one thing that I did not like about the town is the wind. I know I've told you guys that before, but you know, some of you are probably new, so. The wind, oh my gosh, it was so bad. It was so bad, I hated it. And I've got long hair, and I've really pretty much always had long hair. You thought I would have cut it, but I didn't, you know, back then to deal with all of the wind, but. And of course, again, I'm old, so that was back when we had bangs that we curled and ratted and hairsprayed and, you know, that sort of thing. And so you go out after doing your hair and the wind would, at first it would just move your bangs in one, you know, if you had proper bangs, they did not move. So the wind would move them in one piece. Your bangs would be like moving in one solid chunk. And by the time you got to class, the wind would have knocked it down and then you'd have flat bangs. Yeah. By the time I had been in school for a little while, that was kind of finally by the wayside, and you know, they had grown out, but I still had long hair, and you get whipped in the face and you can't see because your hair's straight across your face, and that makes it so cold. Oh my goodness. Otherwise, I honestly think I would have stayed there. I really loved that town. I thought it was a really nice town. Friendly and all that. But no, I did not want to live with the wind. Okay. Let's ink around it. That paper, I don't know if you can tell, but that paper was sort of gray, but it almost looks white to me. And I'm gonna put a grommet eyelet in it. I have some of those larger ones. So I thought we would do a red one. Oh, can't see what I'm looking at here. And just eyeball the center. Cross our fingers that that's kind of the center. I really like these big ones, and they're just on Amazon. I found them on Amazon. So thought they're pretty cool. And I'm leaving it without anything. I'm trying not to make this too frilly. I'm trying to make it, you know, if I add any fabrics or strings or anything like that, I'm trying to make sure nothing looks ruffly. And so I'm just gonna leave that as is. And I know my pocket's gotta be dry, so. And then I'm gonna put a tab, which I have already cut out. Just gonna put it there. I'm just gluing, but I don't think I was in camera. Okay. So that is there. What goes in here? Where am I? Oh, I was going to use, let me see what time it is. Half an hour. Okay, I think that I'm going to stop there. I'm just going to show you, if I can find it, what I'm going to put next to that. Here it is. Okay, so I got Happy Mail from Mardell, and she sent me these gorgeous train images from a calendar. So I am going to put that there. So that's what we just did today. And then that'll open up like this. And then I'm gonna do something here and something here. But I think I will go ahead and stop that video for now. All right, you guys, thanks so much for watching, and I will see you soon. Bye.